Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Lamborghini Essenza SCV12 in multiplayer in Asphalt 9 at max. These races were given to me by Sacro Light as I was unable to get the car, and because we didn't really get a proper max free try test in this car, I decided this will be the perfect video to make. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure to check out my new Furum Clips channel. The link will be in the description, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So, as I'm sure you could tell from these stats, the biggest selling point of this car is definitely the acceleration. Sacro Light completely maxed out the acceleration, including all of the epics on it, to get it to above 85, which is better than the Huracan and better than almost every car in the game. Its top speed is right around 219 miles per hour, and its nitro efficiency and handling are both good as well. However, you might consider this car to be a slightly nerfed 911 GT3 RS. Let me explain why. So the top speed and acceleration of this car are almost identical to those of that 911 GT3 RS, however they are slightly lower. The nitro and the handling are the same story, because while they are very good, they are quite a bit lower than those of the 911 GT3 RS. So if you want a discount 911, this is the car for you. That, of course, is not at all to say it is a bad car. All of its stats are pretty good in their own right, with, I would say, its top speed likely being its weakest point, just due to being kind of average or slightly below average for high-end Class B. But other than that, you can see its drifting is very good, the nitro efficiency is very long-lasting, and the acceleration helps it to get ahead in the beginning of races. It's just nothing we haven't seen before, and because of that, I don't really see why this car would be much worth it to get unless you do not have a car like the Huracan or the 911, which would be its direct competitors. But unlike the Zenvo TSR-S, which has a better top speed with perfect nitro of 227 miles per hour, this thing just doesn't really have anything at all going for it on top of the cars that most people already have. But in my quest to make a multiplayer video of every single car in Asphalt 9 on my channel, I wanted to make a review of this one just to show you guys what it's like, because that is what I love to do. And this is a very interesting one because it is kind of a weird looking car as well. Not as weird as the TSR-S with that strange moving back wing, but the front and the headlights and stuff are just very different. I can see why they made this car the poster car of the previous update, because it just looks nothing like what we have now. So the second half of the current update has come out, bringing the Valkyrie special event. Thankfully, this special event does not require a Legend Pass car right away, so you can start it and get some rewards with just the cars you already have. However, you will need 2 Legend Pass cars to do the event to completion, as far as I am aware, because a few of the days require you to have the Aston Martin Victor and the Polo Intenza Emotion, which, as you guys know, are Legend Pass cars. Good Legend Pass cars, so I can imagine that quite a few of you guys may have one or both of them, but unfortunately it is another pay-to-win card that you have to spend money in order to get, and so for those of you like myself who do not spend money on this game, it is an impossibility to get. However, it's not actually the greatest car, so honestly, I don't really care that I'm missing out on it. I would much rather spend my tokens on something near the top of its class anyway, which that car is definitely not. Now, I have heard that there will be an Unleashed event for the McLaren F1LM coming up soon. If that is true, I will definitely be trying to star up that car. I have about 7,000 tokens right now. My plan is to try to 4-star it just through the Unleashed event, if that is indeed true, and then maybe try to 5-star it through the tokens that I have, because I feel like the F1LM would be an extremely powerful B-class car to have at high stars. Currently I have it at 3, and I think at 5 it would do much better for me in the B-class elite events and be a very good multiplayer car too. Because right now, although it is fast, it is kind of hit or miss in multiplayer because its other stats just are not that great. The nitro efficiency is, I guess, but the acceleration is very bad and the handling isn't the greatest either. Here Sacro Light comes in first with the Essenza against its main competitors, the Huracan and the 911. And you will probably notice throughout these races that the Essenza looks like a very easy to drive car, one that seems pretty stable, that you can get around the corners without much of a problem. And so I think that while it may not be a king, if you did get this car in its Grand Prix, it should be a pretty decent multiplayer car, and I think that's definitely where I'd recommend to use it. But if you didn't get it, don't worry, there are other cars that pretty much do the same thing. And speaking of multiplayer, I recorded some races last season in the Max Genti to make a video, and I'm going to be recording races in the Max Victor now to make a video. I have like 15 Asphalt 9 videos that I could make lined up in my video ideas spreadsheet. This is the first one of them. I'm going to just keep going down the list, so do not worry, there will not be any lack of Asphalt 9 videos anytime soon. As always, I try to prioritize newer cars, ones that I haven't made many videos about yet, or ones that are just very relevant at the current time. I try to have a pretty good mix of my own races and races of skilled members of the community, and it may surprise some of you to know that I actually only upload maybe half, maybe a little bit more than half of the races that I receive from the community, and this isn't at all because the races were bad or I just didn't want to upload the car. Sometimes it's just because the cars that they sent were cars that aren't really useful at the current time, and so they get moved further down the priority list, and sometimes, unfortunately, they do not get uploaded. And this is not, again, because of any problems with the races or the players themselves. It's just because I only have a certain amount of videos that I have time to make, and a certain number of cars that are good at current times that will be useful for people to see videos about, and so unfortunately I cannot make all of them. I actually plan out my videos somewhat far in advance, usually a few videos or so. It's certainly not random at all, and that is the only reason why I've been able to upload as consistently as I have. If I just kind of uploaded stuff whenever I could, whenever I got the races and things like that, you would have sections of time where there's like a million races at once and other times when there's nothing. And I don't like to do that, so I try to plan things out so that I upload a video on this channel, multiplayer video usually once every other day to stay consistent so you guys always know when to expect a video. And that, I believe, is one of the keys to maintaining a successful YouTube channel. That's one of the things that I always tell people whenever they ask me how to grow a channel or to make it bigger or to just start out. The first thing I tell people is to pick a niche, specialize, get very, very good at one or two things, and then strive to make the best content on YouTube about those things. What I have done is I've tried to make the best content on YouTube about Asphalt 9 cars in multiplayer, done through consistent uploading, gathering videos from a wide range of players, and doing unique commentary over each one. A lot of people have very different niches inside of Asphalt 9. For example, there are a lot of lap time focused players, and then there are some players who focused on special event tutorials. All of those are very, very good, but I would say that you're not going to be the best at all of them, so pick one, stick with that. I mean, you can upload other stuff obviously too, but I would say to mainly upload just one or two of those if you want the best results. And then the other thing, which I was talking about earlier, is to have a consistent schedule. This is definitely not easy to do. It takes some planning, but I think in the long run, it will really help your channel to maintain constant growth, because when you're uploading constantly, most other things on your channel will stay consistent as well. So I hope that helps some of you aspiring Asphalt YouTubers. And of course, this can pertain to any other games too. So for my quick general review of this car, it looks like a very fun one, but pretty much a Huracan or 911 clone, and so I wouldn't say that it is really useful at all to get. Thank you all for watching, and thank you to Sacro Light for these races. Please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!